Classic MJF versus Bryan Danielson. Arguably the best 60-minute Iron Man match ever, any wrestling promotion. That was a hell of a lot more intriguing than the match that Shawn and Brett had at WrestleMania. I mean, that match was kind of boring.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
And then there was like Kurt and Brock, which wasn't really technically 60 minutes. There was like 20 minutes of commercials in it. This was 65 minutes, unfiltered wrestling, no commercials, no breaks, nothing. But really, what everybody's talking about though is MJF for his heel tactics, pal. And I know you're familiar with what I'm talking about. MJF threw tequila, allegedly threw tequila in a child's face. I just say for me, if that was unplanned, like if nobody told me, hey, this is going to happen, and some wrestler walks up and throws liquor in my kid's face, I don't know how I would handle that. I thought the mom handled it pretty well. This is the thing. One of these days, what I'm trying to say is one of these days, if MJF keeps doing this shit, it's going to get ugly. And then it's going to be the person in the crowd. It's going to be the fans' fault putting their hands on a wrestler. So one day somebody's going to punch MJF in the face. MJF's going to retaliate, beat that person's ass. And it's going to be the fans' fault when it shouldn't be. I mean, I was not a big fan of this. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, MJF should be canceled. AEW should be canceled. Tony Khan should be bankrupt because he allowed this to happen. Yeah. But it's an unplanned spot. Like, I don't know.
Kevin, I want your thoughts on something. I think you're probably best placed to answer this. AEW, and this has gone over social media in the aftermath of said incident, as you referred to. AEW have a fan code of conduct thing that like plays like a disclaimer like on the Titantron, and it reads, quote, "If you have a seat on the floor, you are at risk of being struck by persons, objects, barricades, and other items. Please be aware of the action as you are watching and move out of the way if someone or something is coming your way. By staying in this area, you assume all risks of injury to yourself and to your property." Now, that's the statement. That's what AEW put out pretty much at the start of each taping and each definitely pay-per-view they did before Revolution. And I've seen a lot of debate over whether something like that would fly in court. Whether, like, for instance, in this situation, a wrestler gets tequila, allegedly, throws it in some kid's face. Let's say that kid goes blind, that kid is now vision impaired, hypothetically. And the mother wanted to sue. Does that AEW statement stand up in court sort of thing?
I don't think it does.
It's not. It doesn't. Like, yeah, I get it. They're trying to cover bases, but if something goes horribly wrong, if like that kid all of a sudden has like, you know, maybe it's a skin issue and the alcohol thrown in his face gives him like a burning rash reaction and he has to go to the hospital. Like, you don't know with this stuff. It's really unpredictable, and you know you play a lot of risks when you get involved in this sort of stuff. So, Kevin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, what like I said earlier, one day he's going to do that to the wrong fan. And it's going to be the fan's fault when the fan assaults him. He'd be like, oh my God, you went to a wrestling show. You should know better. It wasn't like they're in the middle of doing a move and like MJF, he accidentally flies over the barricade and knocks into you. That's different. Okay. Like that is covered under the statement. But a wrestler going into the crowd looking for problems, like MJF brought the problem to the child and to the mother. It wasn't like it was part of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that would be the argument in court. It would be obviously a lot more creative of an argument in court, but I don't think what AEW, their announcement, their disclaimer, I don't think that's going to hold up. I don't think it would hold up.
I don't think it would either. But Kevin, nonetheless, we won't just focus on that. There was a phenomenal 65-minute main event Iron Man match, which going into it, I will say this was, as I'm pretty sure you'll agree, this is like the only thing I was really interested in going into this show. The rest of it was kind of just there, and as you said, you watched the whole thing, it delivered, it over-exceeded your expectations. But yeah, this main event, I love the way they did this. I thought it was really good. I was expecting what we usually see in Iron Man matches where, for the most part, the first really like 45 minutes, it's almost a bit of a lull. That's what I was expecting. But the way they did it was creative. There was a lot of thought that went into this, clearly. I thought it was well booked, well executed. I liked MJF doing like the 2-for-1 I thought that was brilliant. That was great. That was common sense. That was a bit of initiative. The fact that they had pinfalls be able to be done like immediately after a pinfall, I liked. Some people didn't. I thought that was good. Because usually in Iron Man matches, it gets annoying when there's a fall and there's like 30 seconds of the referee checking on everyone and it stops the match altogether, then they restart. I liked how this had a flow to it. I enjoyed that. I thought the stuff, late. Obviously, Kevin, Iron Man matches, the last couple of minutes, last 10 minutes particularly, really last few minutes, everything heats up. All the action kind of climaxes a bit. I thought this was really well done. So, all in all, hats off to AEW. This was a damn good main event. One of their best matches. To me, probably the most captivated I've been during an AEW match in I don't know how long, which is a testament to the AEW, testament to MJF, Bryan, everyone involved. So, yeah, round of applause. I don't really have a negative thing to say about this, which might surprise some. I really enjoyed it. So
yeah, it was certainly a star-making performance for MJF. There were still some people that were kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it. Or he was still kind of out. I think MJF kind of silenced all the doubters. I think he increased his stock from 2024 when there's going to be a massive bidding war between AEW and WWE for his services. So, shout out to him. I mean, he's in a contract year, pal. But MJF's probably going to turn in performances like this on a regular basis. But yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah. Bryan Danielson is a perfect guy that can main event an AEW pay-per-view. AEW crowd loves him. Doesn't need to win. He doesn't need anything. He can lose every single match he's involved in AEW, and it won't matter. He's already a made guy. He's already like a top 40 guy all time, so I'm not going to cry that he lost clean or semi-clean, whatever. Nevertheless, pal, you ready to talk about Monday Night Raw?